Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode. Today we will talk about Tiny Tina Wonderlands and the most important things you need to know before you buy. Tiny Tina Wonderlands is an action role-playing first-person shooter developed by Gearbox Software and published by 2K Games that will release on March 25th for Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, PS4, PS5 and PC. It offers a lot to keep you engaged and it differs in several key aspects from its predecessors. Without further ado, let's take a look at 12 of the most important things that you should definitely know before buying. Character creation system. Now of course you may ask, as Tiny Tina Wonderlands is a first-person game, how important are these options if you can't even see them? Well, it seems that in the past years, more and more RPG games are adding character customization and it somehow became increasingly common for RPGs. For me at least, having a character that isn't set in stone allows me to have a better experience, an approach that represents me better, which in turn will contribute to how engaged I may feel. So in Tiny Tina Wonderlands you can craft your own hero and have a choose right from the very beginning, both in terms of cosmetics and class selection, unlike previous Borderlands games where you were stuck in choosing one of the pre-made Vault Hunters that the game was offering. There are tons of stuff to customize and ways to mess with the overall appearance, so you can be as creative as you want to. Not only that, but also you will have the possibility to revamp your character appearance later on in the game, as you will unlock new customization options throughout your playthrough. For the class system, we have 6 different classes to pick from and an interesting multi-class system which allows you to select a primary class that is permanent and a secondary one which can be changed later on in the game. The first on our list is the Berserker, which fits those of you who like close combat and brutal melee fights. He deals frost damage that can slow down enemies and eventually even freezes them solid. You have 2 skills, one that lets you leap towards enemies, releasing a Cryonova upon impact, and the other one which is a spin attack that also deals cryo damage while the ground underneath freezes. Second, we have the Clawbringer, which is focused on fire and lightning damage and carries a big hammer that you can either throw at enemies to deal lightning damage or slam it into the ground to create a massive fire nova, just like Thor but without fire. He's accompanied by Wyvern that attacks enemies with its claws and fire breath. Third, we have the Graveborn, a master of dark magic and spells, accompanied by his Demi-Lich companion that targets enemies at range, dealing dark magic damage. He has 2 skills called Reaper of Bones and Dire Sacrifice. The first one gives you bonus health steal and magic damage for a limited duration while your health continuously drains, and the second one sacrifices 20% of your current health to deal dark magic damage to all nearby enemies. Fourth, we have the Spell Shot, which is a wizard that transforms enemies into harmless beings, specialized both in spells and bullets, and can constantly create a barrage of spells and projectiles. He also has 2 skills, one that freezes the enemies and then breaking them with a fire blast, and the other one which lets you turn an enemy into a ship, making them useless, which of course exposes them to damage and threats. Spore Warden is the next on our list. They are masters of nature, accompanied by a mushroom companion that targets nearby enemies and deals poison damage. You have 2 skills, a barrage of arrows that fires 7 arrows at once in a horizontal line, and one that creates 3 frost cyclones. Finally, we got the Stabomancer, which is kind of a mix between melee and ranged approach, a class that's probably best for beginners. You have a magic spell that makes you invincible and increases your damage while you are in stealth mode, and another one that spawns a giant dual blade at the targeted area where it will spin and deal damage. The awesome part about this is that you can reposition it while the spell is active. Personality. We have 4 personality types to pick from, named Gallant, Clever, Gruff and Strange. Of course, as you may already anticipate, that your personality will affect how your character responds to the environment and the dialogues you'll have along the way, but it will not affect your abilities later on in the game or impact you in any negative way, so don't worry about it. Hero points. Previously we discussed about customization options and character class. Well, the customization doesn't stop here. You can choose a dramatic backstory that will act as the starting point on how well your hero excels in each of the 6 attributes, which are strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, constitution and attunement. After you have selected your backstory, you will be able to spend your first 10 hero points. It's important to pinpoint that having 10 hero points in an attribute means that it's not having a positive or negative impact, but having less than 10 points, your character will be lacking in that particular department. Regarding loot, we have 5 different weapon rarity types: common, uncommon, rare, epic and legendary, each marked with a specific color. Just don't let yourself fooled into wearing an item that doesn't fit your class just because it has a higher rarity. So you can drop ranged weapons, melee weapons, spells, words, rings, amulets, armors, rarities, gold, moon orbs and skeleton keys. Gold and moon orbs are the currency in the game, and the skeleton keys, I assume, will be used to open chests with some special loot. Just to pinpoint that gold is more important in Tiny Tina Wonderlands than it was in the previous Borderlands games, so make sure you pick the pouches or bars of gold by simply walking over them. The weapons you drop will be tied to one of the 5 elemental categories: frost, fire, lightning, poison or dark magic. The words you drop will grant you extra protection as well as other random bonuses, just like rings and amulets that have a wide variety of buffs and effects. This is going to be important to know how to match your class and playstyle with the bonuses on your jewelry. This will be of highly importance later on in the game when you will face much stronger foes. Wonderlands will be getting full crossplay upon launch on March 25th, with full crossplay functionality between Xbox, PlayStation and PC. This is huge because we didn't have this in previous Borderlands games, so this is definitely a step forward because regardless of your platform, you'll be able to play with your friends on the launch day. So definitely check it out if you like Borderlands games. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and totally let me know down below what's your opinion about it. See you guys in the next video.